G'day mate, and welcome back to Satisfactory with me and our bird's eye in the sky, Jetty Plays Backup, who's up there standing around with a very, very wobbly Xeno Zapper in my hand. Yep, no, left click takes a photo, doesn't zap them. Too bad. Okay, so today's episode is going to be getting up to the other side of our... Actually, it's going to be refueling everything, just in case. And it's going to be going for... finding out what's wrong with you. You just want to tell us that we unlocked all these cool things. Cool. We want to dump what we don't need in our inventory. No, we've still got sulfur in there. That's a bit better. We want to go for obstacle clearing. That's the research I really want done. I really want to have the chainsaw. Also be able to make solid biofuel. Solid biofuel lasts way longer than anything else. I'd also really like to get part assembly done, because part assembly will unlock the assembler, which lets us craft 2 items into 1 item, which is really, really important because our reinforced iron plates are 2 items. So if we can automate that, that would be handy as well. So first things first, obstacle clearing. Have some concrete and some cable and some screws. And we'll do our general run around. Cables. You know what? Just take all. Concrete is this direction. And screws are out the back. That's not enough screws. No. Alright. I was talking about doing a second assembler for screws, or a second constructor for screws, and I think that's what we're going to do right about now. So let's get a... We also unlock personal storage boxes, which are somewhat handy. We want production. We want a constructor. We want one of those there. We want... Hang on, how many? 3 or 4. We want a splitter into you. And you're going to make screws. Now, screws output 40 parts per minute. But we have a limitation. Our belt only does 60 resources per minute. So what's going to happen is this machine is going to get slowed down. Both these machines are going to get slowed down, and they're only going to be able to output 30 parts per minute. So there's going to become a bit of a bottleneck here at this splitter. We should make screws faster overall, but the other catch is we're also wasting a little bit of power with this running at 100%. Well, it's currently going to be running at 100% efficiency. It's going to drop down to 75% efficiency, which is going to use an awful lot of power. We would really like to underclock this machine and make it run slower. If you've ever dealt with computers in the past and overclocking and underclocking, basically the same rules apply, somewhat. Actually, I want to go over here, and we're going to steal some rods. Because I already did steal the rods, good. Because I'm going to be doing some handcrafting. Actually, no, I'm not going to be doing handcrafting from the looks of it. We should have just enough for the unlock at least. I don't know whether we're actually going to have to craft anything. That one. Just click, 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 click. Okay, launch the pod, which doesn't work.
Biofuel
But
will ensure maximum efficiency
we'll just
of biomass
ignore that
burners.
for the moment.
To aid in biofuel production, you are now capable
Color gun
of
is completed.
foliage that consists primarily of wood. Additionally, R&D inflated your pocket dimension.
Cool. More slots, and we get a
Equipment unlocked.
second hand slot. Alright, so...
Research available in the MAM.
You done? I'd like to talk now, Ada. So we have unlocked the chainsaw, which we could not craft at all. We have also unlocked the color gun, which I really wouldn't mind unlocking. You know what we could do with a craft bench? Alright. Funnily enough, that doesn't seem to have a inside and outside. It just happens to be a bench. Alright, we're just going to do a few screws just so I can get the color gun, because the color gun lets us unlock custom colors. And although I like the orange, you know, construction site that is predominant in Satisfactory, I'd really, really, really prefer to not have everything be orange. One color gun, which takes forever to craft. A lot of things in our workshop do take a long time to craft, but if I have a color gun and we swap weapons, there we go. We should be able to edit the stock colors, and I want to change that to red. And that's not the blue I want. Oh, we're getting closer. That's the blue I want. Update preset. Should we update this preset? This will also update the colors of all buildings using this preset. Confirm. Voila. Well, almost. It seems the smelters didn't want to listen. Nor did the hub. Oh, hub changed. Can I convince you, smelter? Alright, what happens if I rip you up and your belt's connecting you and we rebuild you? There we go. New color scheme unlocked. You're going to do copper. Your power cable is there. Actually, didn't I have... Yeah, you can have that copper ore. So yeah, this is going to be our new color scheme. I like this color. It look, honestly,
Exchange concluded. Fix-it freighter re-entry complete.
There's meant to be a rocket thing that lands and takes off here, and as you can see, it's definitely 100% working. I have no idea why it's broken. It doesn't even look like it's happening on the server's, you know, computer, so I don't know. But yeah, the color gun, if you edit the original preset, that updates the colors for all new machines and in theory all old machines. Obviously the smelters are refusing to listen, and then again the back of them did update color, so yeah. Now we've done that, we can go into here and drop off the color gun, because I'm for the moment not going to use it at all. We'll put that in there just so it doesn't take up any inventory space. Sort that, sort that. Actually, we did unlock... we did unlock solid biofuel. And in the same time, we're gonna start that one off. So we'll get rid of these things that I can dump straight in the machine and then be very poor, and just do another quick bout of handcrafting, because solid biofuel I want to swap over as soon as possible because it's that much more efficient, and the more efficient it is, the less we use, the less often I have to go out and search for trees and plants to rip up. Unfortunately, this is going to take probably a little while. Let's handcraft that first. And then I'm going to have to do the wood, and then I'm going to have to do the whole lot into solid biofuel. And then whatever fuel I took out of the biomass burners, we'll have to handcraft that as well. So it's going to be a short minute, just a short minute. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsor, and we will finish handcrafting. Yep. And that's probably enough handcrafting for now. In case you missed it in the cut or whatever, the base actually powered down because a couple of the biofuel mass burners ran out of fuel. And we didn't quite make the button white hot, but we definitely let some smoke off it. So, what I want to do is I need to top all these guys up. Let's break that stack in half and dump 100 in there. And break that stack in half and dump 100 in there. And hit sort real quick. We're going to dump 100 in that one. And 100 in that one. And whatever we have left over in that one. And then I want to set up some iron plate. Take all. Take all. I want to do a quick and dirty automation, starting at the end of the production line and working our way forward. That's some iron plate. That's nice to see. We want some iron rods. We want limestone. Can I get rid of this one bit of limestone that's in my inventory? Have one bit of limestone, please. Screws, I want all that we have. And I probably want more iron plate. You know what? We're just going to take everything. Alright, first things first. Let's visit the ma'am. I'm going to ask the ma'am really nicely whether she can get us overclocking. Because that's pretty cheap. It will take 5 minutes, so it's going to take us a little while to get that unlocked. At the same time, we can probably launch this off to space. Which still doesn't show up, which is a little bit disappointing.
Milestone reached. More complex assembly of parts can now be automated. Project assembly parts can now be constructed and sent up via the space elevator. Note: project parts are too complex to produce by hand.
Okay, so that's the space elevator. We haven't even got to that yet. This is the assembler. This is the main thing I want to unlock. Now, it's going to require us to build rotors, which we haven't even worked out how to build yet. But first things first, I want a constructor into a storage container. We might just slide this over this way a little bit. Constructor there. A belt out the front. And another storage container behind it. And in this, I'm going to have you make solid biofuel. Which is going to make, if I can feed it 120 per minute, I can't, the belts don't run that fast, it will make 60 parts per minute. We're going to be running at half speed. But it should be enough that if I dump these in here, it should make us a decent amount of biofuel that I can then go pick up from this storage container and then refuel things. It saves me standing at the handcrafting bench forever just making fuel. So that's one of the very first things I need to get automated. The next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to look at the crafting bench and say, what do we need for a rotor? We need rods and screws. And then what do we need for reinforced iron plate? We need plate and we need screws. Which pretty much tells me the next thing I need to do is I need to go get that other iron node. Because what iron we have is just not keeping up with how fast we're trying to launch stuff off to space, build things, everything else. So we need to be able to afford a miner, which needs a portable miner. I've got one of those in my inventory. I've got some iron, I've got some concrete. We're then going to need logistics. We're going to want probably 5 conveyor poles to get us from there back. We'll need a whole bunch of iron for belts themselves. We're just going to hope we've got enough of that, because putting in 300 belt into this to-do list is a little bit difficult. When we get back, we're going to want 2 smelters probably, a logistics, a splitter, a merger, a storage box on the way in for ore, a storage box on the way out for ore. We're also going to want like half a dozen power poles. I think that's everything that we need to get the new line up and running. And now we can see, if I bring up the build list, I have this little list of to-do items and what I need. And straight away, if we look at this, you have some spare iron ore. So I'm going to build this end first. We're going to build a storage container to bring our iron in. We're going to go with our smelters. 1 smelter, 2 smelter. We're going to bring our belt out in a fairly straight line first, and then wrap it in there. We're going to put our splitter straight there. Get you hooked up to there. You're going to do iron. You're going to do iron. We're going to find a power pole. Whack that in the middle. Power that one. Power that one. And then straight away, I can at least empty this and throw it into here, so at least it starts processing. Next thing we're going to want is another storage container. Can we get things somewhat lined up? As long as we use those green arrows that pop up on the ground, and you can always hold control to force it to line up with the nearest item. We're going to run that belt in there with a splitter merger. 2 sharp. Nope, it's happy with it right there. We're going to run... Yeah, it's too steep. Okay, so we're going to go up 1 and then up 1 and wrap it back on itself for a little bit of extra. Why not? We'll actually remove that, and run that straight in there instead. That'll give us a couple of those, and then we needed rods and screws, which is going to need constructors, which means we need parts, which we don't have parts. So we're going to leave this as is, and because that's a in belt, we can take this belt back with us, and it'll be pre-laid out, ready to go. Come on. Thank you. Second belt, come on. Max height. Our friend's back. Isn't that nice of him? I need to put that in my inventory. I need a power pole down there-ish. A miner. There. Yeah, I'm going to avoid him if I can. Belt hooked up. Power line hooked up. We're good to go. Can I jump on that belt? I can jump on this belt. To then jump on that belt. To crouch. Oh, wrong button. I changed my crouch button. It's no longer C. I keep forgetting it's Alt. Actually, I didn't see any ore come out. Just in case. Nope, there's definitely ore coming out. Good. I don't know how much ore is coming out. Okay. Hey, sparks of it building, because we built it at max range. If you're a normal node as well, you get 60. You are also a normal node. 60 per minute. Cool. Bye, Speedy friend. Yeah, he's not happy. So that is one of the things with this new biome. If you don't actively build and visit an area, there is a chance that the critters will respawn. So there is a chance if we wander too far from home that that boss hog that I had all the trouble to deal with originally comes back. Which could be really bad. And jump. Okay, so this is up and running. Do we have spare iron? I shouldn't. No, good. Alright, so this is up and technically running. We need to... Do I have parts? No, I don't have parts. We need to go grab some salt. Okay, we need to dump those ingots in there so I don't have to look at them anymore. I need to grab some iron so I can actually make belts. We're going to need some rods. And we're going to need some screws. Alright, with all those things we should be able to build the rest of this assembly to start making reinforced iron plates automatically. So, at this point we have 60 ingots. So we need to have a constructor. No, we need to handcraft first. We need to handcraft potentially 34 of these things. So we're going to have reinforced iron plate is going to need iron. It's going to need screws. So I think this is project number 1. Try and get this built. It doesn't have to be built perfectly to ratio. I don't really worry about the ratios this early in the game. Not for more complex things. Simple things like smelting, sure. But more and more complex things, no. We got 8 in our inventory. That's probably enough. So we want a constructor. So you're going to do iron plate. Your friend is going to be doing 2 jobs. One is going to be screws. The other is going to be rods to make screws. We're just going to join the 2 of those together. Now this makes 15. This only makes only uses 10. So straight away we have a little bit of a come on, I just had the right pixel. Thank you. Bring power to there, power you, power you. Bring power there, power you. Let's put a splitter. Right there. Do the shortest belt. Of course you don't line up. Shortest belt we can. Run that into you. And run that into you. So you're going to do 15 per minute. Except we're only going to use 10 per minute. So we already know that this one's only going to actually use 10 per minute. And this guy's going to use 30 per minute. So we're up to 40 per minute have been used of our possible 60. We want an assembly machine, which requires rotors, which we don't have. We need 4 rotors, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which again is something else we're going to have to automate. Just so we're not stuck at base handcrafting things all the time. Can I just somewhere reasonably flat? Alright, so you needed screws at 60 per minute. We do not make them at 60 per minute. Can we make them at 60 per minute is probably a better question. So to make them at 60 per minute, I would need... Okay, so I'd need 30 iron plate. No. 30 iron plate per minute. You, funnily enough, make 30 per minute. Screws, I'd need 60 per minute. You use 10 to make 40. So another one would use 5 rods to make the other... 5? You're going from 1 to a 4. Yeah, so I'd only need 5 rods to make the extra 20 screws. And conveniently, you have an extra 5. So I need to actually rearrange this slightly to have 1 constructor, 2 constructor. No, that's probably not going to fit. Let's try this again. 1 constructor. Try and get them as close to one another as possible. We're going to have the belt come out of you and into you with a merger in my face. Belt from there to there. You're going to make screws. You're going to make screws. You're going to bring your rods out. And then if I wrap it into... There's no way that's going to fit. Okay, if we bring it out and I step it up and then wrap it in there, then hopefully we can get a splitter conveniently somewhere. Use a really short belt. Yeah, that sort of works. And power you and power you by moonlight. And if you're making screws and you're making screws, everybody should be happy. There we go. Just throw some of the machine just so it's a little bit backed up to start with. And that still leaves us the dilemma of we're using 30 ingots, we're using 15 ingots. I still have 15 ingots in this machine backing up constantly, which we're going to have to find a use for. But that should have at least made our reinforced iron plates for us at a rate of 5 per minute, which is really slow. But it's better than nothing. And hopefully means I never have to handcraft the things ever again. So, the only other thing I'd like to fit in this episode, if I have the materials, and it's if I have the materials, is... We'll just step through the back door here. Have a look at our little bench full of saws and... That's a generator. I was going to call it an air compressor. That's definitely a head for a miner. Fix it. Trailing... Employee manual. That's a very thick manual. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit... It's good to have a wander around every now and then. Lack enough. Lack narf. I can't read these. Ooh. B. That helps. Fix it. Trallium. Yeah, I can't read that. That's got no hope. That's part of a portable miner. That looks like it would be a fun jar to play with. Alright, so we were going to try and make a chainsaw, which requires reinforced iron plate. We've got those automated now, and that's literally all I need. So if we come up and we grab all of these, and we can resort our inventory. We should be able to craft our very first chainsaw. Which we are definitely going to want to put in our hands and swap to. Oh, it didn't get the starting animation. That's sad. Alright, you should be full of biofuel. Can we... Okay, top that one up. Top that one up. Top that one up. And top that one up. And there's no more biomass, is there? Nope. But it does mean I can work on... Really? I just topped you up! Let me guess. You ran out? Yeah, you ran out. Split that stack in half. Okay. Alright, we're now at the point where we need 1, 2, 3, plus those two, 4, 5. 5 running all the time. These ones are definitely full. Oh. These guys only produce 20 megawatts. 22.5 seconds. 22.5 seconds. 15 seconds. Okay. So those two are the smaller versions, which are slightly worse. Alright, so the next thing I want to automate is I want to automate a constructor and... Come on. A constructor. Nope, the other one. A merger. Belt into there. Belt into there. Belt into not there. Constructor a little bit further back. Sure. Nope, turns out I'm out of iron. Which box? That box, that box, that box. Empty that. Under the belt. Can I get a power line to bring with me, please? You over to here. Power up you. Power up you. Fine. You're going to do wood. You're going to do leaves. We're going to go with a storage container. And a storage container. Into there. Into there. You're definitely the one doing leaves. So you can definitely have my 8 leaves. And you're the one definitely doing wood. I don't have any wood. I don't have any leaves. But that's going to be the next episode. The next episode is going to be going out with a chainsaw and clear cutting everything. At the same time, we've unlocked overclocking. So, we'll probably pick up 100 flower petals. So we can actually use the color gun. And hopefully some more corpses to get an extra hand slot. And maybe lots of corpses to get an extra inventory slot. 5 inventory slots. And yellow power slugs. Yeah, we don't have any of those. You know what? We're going to start that research, so at least it started. And this is where I'm going to call the episode. So, thank you guys for watching, as always. Let's go find somewhere where we can stand so we can wave backup jetty away. And with that, I'm going to call it here. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. We have expanded the base. We have doubled the base. We have a lot more running in the base. We've doubled our iron. We've started automating our reinforced iron plate. We haven't done rotors yet. I probably want another source of iron.
Straw in the galactic quadrant.
There you go. I'm the quickest drawer in the Galactic Quadrant. I probably want another iron source to make rotors. Or we could make them very, very slowly with the excess off this assembly line. Because we're still, what, 15 iron available. So maybe we just automate rotors right here and they just... These two share whatever iron they can get off this belt. That's perfectly acceptable as well. Actually, I'm probably going to do that. We'll probably start next episode doing that, just so it's running. And then we'll go off... No, we'll go for a massive harvest first, and then we'll come do this second. Yep, that's the idea. That's the plan, because I'm really worried about how much fuel we do not have. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you enjoy... Oh, scheduling. So this should be an episode every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. 3 episodes a week. I didn't get Monday last week started, and I don't know why there's gaps in that belt. Or that belt. That shouldn't happen. Yeah, I didn't get started Monday last week, purely because the game was really, really early, and I could not get Computer 1 and Computer 2 to join the same game at all. Everything didn't work. Is that now going backward on the belt on the left? Weird things are happening. Anyway, this is it. I'm out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you enjoyed. See you guys in the next video of Satisfactory. Alright, bye.